Brawl News! As always, you guys all already know, we got a ton to get straight away into here today. And of course, if you guys enjoy this episode, find it useful, or just any of my other content besides Brawl News, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Helps out a ton. But we are kicking things off here today with some really good news. It appears that a list of balance changes is coming very soon. As you guys know, the Brawl Stars dev team was away on vacation and they left us with a Cordelius that's kind of broken, and what I've heard, Doug being pretty underwhelming, though through a few different channels I've been seeing him somewhat decent or people saying he's actually good. But it's just bound to happen, things like this, whenever the dev team goes away. By law in Finland, they need to go on that vacation, so there's really not much for us to do about that. But it seems that things are underway yet again, with a post coming out 2 days ago. Ems, the Lady of Justice, wants to know who should get buffed, nerfed, or changed, and why. Who's the most frustrating brawler to play against? So just seeing now that they're discussing some buffs and nerfs and trying to get some community feedback is a great sign that they are coming very soon. If you guys have found this meta to be stale or frustrating, it's right around the corner. And once we find out more details on that, I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop, as I always try to do here in these episodes. But moving along to our next bit of news for some really exciting speculation for, in my opinion, one of the most exciting rarities, the legendary brawlers. So I'm sure if you guys have been watching this channel for a little bit now, whenever it comes to predicting things that are right around the corner, whether that's a new brawler or a new update implementation, I always try to find connections that other people find in the community or that we can come to here logically. It can help us sometimes in deeming when things will come around, and you know, sometimes it can be a little bit up in the air. My goodness, that Doug prediction, dude. But same goes for reoccurring brawler release dates and their rarities. If you guys don't know, up until this point, there seems to be an ongoing schedule for the release date of legendary brawlers, and that is one per year. However, an individual inside the community took that one step further and uncovered a really interesting set of dates that may resemble a pattern for these legendary brawler release dates, possibly leading us to our next legendary brawler and when they should be arriving. The person who ended up stumbling across this cool connection, or at least where I ended up finding these details here, is Canal77 over on his YouTube channel, where he covers a lot of news when it comes to Brawl Stars. So of course, make sure to check him out. He's an absolute legend when it comes to theory crafting and helping on the back end with Starr Park update predictions and things along those lines. But in their most recent video, at the point that I'm recording this video, they ended up mapping out all of the legendary brawlers that we have here and their release dates in Brawl Stars. And as you can see, there seems to be a little bit of funny business going on with the legendary brawlers release dates. I feel like up until this point, we literally have just been going off of them being released one every single year, along with a few different date connections and stuff like that. But it sure does help a ton when it's mapped out like this. And once again, a huge shout out to the GOAT Canal here. But as you can see, we have Leon's release date of December 18th, Sandy September 19th, Amber October 20th, Meg September 21st, and then Chester on December 22nd, our most recent legendary brawler up until this point. So it appears that the dev team enjoys releasing brawlers in December, September, and October because there's no other month here to be seen. It can't be 100% easy, or we can't be 100% certain, seeing that the actual months themselves aren't going in a particular pattern or an order here. For instance, it's not going December, September, October, and then December, September, October, seeing that we go back to September with Meg there. However, seeing that the dev team appears to enjoy 3 different months to release these legendary brawlers, it could be speculated upon that the next legendary brawler could be coming out in the month of September, December, or October. And seeing that we are now past September, potentially we could be seeing one in October, which is right around the corner here now. While on top of that, it's also incredibly interesting that the actual day itself is going up by 1 every single legendary brawler that arrives. We have 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then 23. So potentially October 23rd. We'll just have to wait and see, but I thought you guys would want to know that, seeing that October is right around the corner and it seems to be a potential. Once again, when it comes to these bizarre date connections, where it appears the dev team is keeping to a weird schedule to a sense, aren't always 100% accurate. Things can change, things can't always be 100% certain. But I feel like there is a good enough connection here where it's warranted to bring it up with all of you guys, so at least it's on your radar, right? But once again, moving along to our next bit of news, and we are returning yet again to the Time to Explain podcast that was released now 12 days ago at the point that I'm recording this video. We had covered some of the bigger, juicier details from that podcast in a recent episode of Brawl News, such as 2 new brawlers coming out in this next update, as well as a Stu skin being confirmed coming out this next update. However, one thing that I really didn't dive super deep into or elaborate on any further, seeing that I just wanted to punch out those really juicy details for the next update, was the whole lore discussion that happened during the sneak peek. We had the design team kind of sneak peek that lore could be present within this next update, but what I found the most interesting about the conversation in regards to lore is Danny confirming that lore is coming, just not in this next update. So given the context of the conversation, him kind of confirming that there is pretty much the lore in every single update, that would then imply something bigger than just kind of fun lore pieces within each and every update is right around the corner. Seeing that he's talking about it now, it very well could be not in this update, but the next one. We are kind of coming up on a significant anniversary, or at least timeline, during the trajectory of Starr Park, basically when it first started in September and October, with the back-to-back updates, the Starr Park updates that had the Invest in Your Future video within it, and then another really rich lore update that kind of continued the story of Starr Park in the Amber update in the month of October. So seeing that he's bringing it up now, at least getting it on our radar, it could be implied that there has been a considerable amount of thought when it comes to this lore, or possibly a lot has already been put into it, seeing that he's discussing it and letting us know about it. So seeing that we're coming up on these significant times during the year, September, October, November, where some significant stuff has happened in the past for lore, maybe we could be getting something pretty dang juicy, and it has been a very long time, so hoping we do get something cool that we can sink our teeth into when it comes to Starr Park, and I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop on that note. But finally, moving along to our last bit of news, and that is in regards to a significant thing coming around the corner, I would assume, and I believe talked about in a recent podcast. Last year around this time during the summer update, when I would say controversy when it comes to Brawl Stars was in its heyday for the power level 11 as well as gears, the dev team went on vacation when the game was kind of in a rough spot, but the very next update they then returned with the roadmap that we all know and love, basically being very transparent with what the dev team is thinking about adding to the game in the future, and they kept that tried and true, dude. They stuck to that roadmap and was really useful when it comes to predicting future update things. So seeing that we're coming up on that anniversary as well, I would assume it should be within this very next update, if not already confirmed in a podcast. A friendly little reminder to you all that this should be coming very soon, and I'm sure we'll be getting several juicy details as to what's going to be coming here in Brawl Stars, which is always really nice. But yeah, that's just about all I got for you guys here in this episode of Brawl News. Once again, as you guys know, the dev team has been away on vacation, so it's pretty dang rare that we can pump out back-to-back weeks with an episode of Brawl News here. There's just always stuff happening even though they were away. Always trying to keep you guys in loop so we're all on our toes for what's coming here in the future of Brawl Stars. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Adios and take care.